It is Thursday. That means our vet is here answering your pet questions. So if you have a question, give us a call, 460-KJRH. Dr. Landers is back with John Wayne.
John Wayne, or you can call him Duke if you want.
Okay, either one.
He's actually, he's about 4 or 5 years old. He was, I want to tell everybody, he's kind of found at Mayfest kind of wandering around. So if anyone can kind of tell us a little bit about him. But he's, yeah, well, we've been kind of trying and so far no luck. But he's kind of trained. I mean, he's not the best, but he'll sit and go down. He loves to chase balls. He's a very nice little, well, I say little dog here. He's not little at all. He's probably about 50 pounds or so. But he's over at Heritage, which is 918-627-8575 or animalaid.org on the net. So.
All right, let's get to our calls. We have Barbara on the line from Tulsa. Hey, Barbara, what's your question?
I have a miniature poodle that's 16 years old, and when she was a puppy, she would use the fiddle pads. But now if I put them down, all she does is tear them into a million pieces.
Okay. And
how can I convince her to use them again?
Did you say she's 16 years old?
She's almost 16,
yeah.
Yes.
A lot of times that's going to be very hard to train a 16-year-old dog. At 16, she's well over 100 years of age in human years. Sometimes, you know, they start getting into kind of bad habits, or there can be a little dementia or something. But a lot of times it's going to be kind of hard. Sometimes on those, what you need to do is kind of put them down several times, and when she starts tearing them up, you know, take them away from her or whatever. Sometimes people have to kind of weight them down so they can't get to the corners to get them. They'll use, you know, different things to kind of weight them down, books or something like that too. But sometimes that's pretty hard when they're kind of 16. But you know, try your best. I mean, do your best, kind of keep those down. But you're going to have to keep a closer eye on her. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next caller's from Mounds. What's your question for Dr. Joe?
We've got a Rottweiler and a bull, and the fleas just keep beating him up. We tried several times, it doesn't seem to work. What would the best kind of flea drops that you could get for him?
Right now, there's a couple of things that are working really well. Some stuff called Comfortis, which is also in a product called Trifexis, and the other deal that we use a lot of is Advantage, either Advantage Multi or Advantix, and that's made by Bayer. In our opinion, and we're seeing a lot, and every product does not work on every animal, but those seem to be the ones that are the newest, or frankly that have the least resistance out there.
And some can quit working. Is that correct?
Yep,
that happened to my dog.
Yeah, you know, it's like antibiotics or anything. After it's around for a while, sometimes a population of either bacteria, fleas, or insects or whatever get resistant, and then you got to go to something else.
Yeah.
So, but
okay, we have time for one more caller. Rachel from Jinx is on the line. Hi, Rachel. What's your question?
Hi, I have a blue heeler puppy. He is 8 years old, and I've taken him to puppy training classes and everything, but he is so hyper.
Yep.
Do you have any suggestions?
Yep.
I've had him already neutered.
Yep. You need to give him a job. And what I tell a lot of people on these guys is these herding breeds, they need a job. And this guy is no exception here. He loves to play with the ball and kind of run around and everything. Now, he's about 4 or 5, so he's a little bit more mature and a little bit slower. What I always tell people is you need to get him outside several times a day. One of the fun games that we like to do, or it just works quite a bit, is you take some soccer balls, and they got to be balls that they can't puncture real easily, and you put 3 or 4 in there, and you let him start hurting them. And you have to play with him at first, kind of throwing the ball at him and get him to kind of knock him around. But what happens is he starts hurting them himself, and they bounce off of each other. So all of a sudden he has sheep to herd, and these balls are bouncing, and he goes and he kind of gets them and stuff. I'll tell other people too, if you have, you know, it's summertime, boy in the neighborhood that, you know, pay him to walk the dog or even to run and stuff like that if you're not a runner. Those dogs aren't the best runners because a lot of times they like to dart around and stuff, and they like to herd, so they're not the best running dogs, but they're not bad. I mean, a lot of these dogs can do this.
They need to be moving.
Absolutely. They need a job to do. So.
All right. Well, if you're interested in adopting John Wayne, call Animal Aid 744-8280 or animalaid.org. Dr. Landers here every Thursday answering your pet questions. If you missed the segment, you can go to KJRH.com to watch it again, learn about other pets who need homes, and find out more about Heritage Veterinary Hospital. Thanks, Dr. Joe.
Well, thank you so much.
Back to you, Dina.